So we put a deck in this past summer, and I've been trying to figure out the best way to close out the underneath so I don't get animals and whatnot running under there. I'm not a huge fan of lattice. I was trying to find something that would look good, so I started experimenting with some extra boards. Around the corner here, started putting some verticals in, and I really like it. I think it looks great. It closes it off, and it's just overall just a cleaner look, I think. Relatively easy to do. I got my miter saw, the hammer, nails, tape measure, pencils, some gloves. To start, I went underneath here and I was dug kind of a trench along the side so that the board I can bury it in the ground some to help deter any rodents or whatever from burrowing underneath. Just a couple inches, nothing big. Went through. You have some roots in here, so I'm going to take these little nippers here and chop those off. I'll finish cleaning out that trench, and then we'll start measuring some boards. Alright, so I measured and I cut the first one, and it was 21 inches, and I shaved it just a little less than that just to give some wiggle room in there in case it needs adjusted. So I'm going to line it up with this side here so that it all looks nice and flush, and then I'm going to put four nails, 2 up here, 2 down here. I'm kind of lining them up with the piece above. Now this piece has been on there all summer, so it's a little shrink, and this one's fresh. I just bought it the other day, so it's still wet. So there's going to be a little bit of a gap up here. In retrospect, if I had planned on doing this, I would have extended this board out a little bit more to make sure it covered. But with this going to shrink, I'm hoping it shrinks enough to where it doesn't look odd. If it does, what I'll do is put a band board across here later next summer, just if it bothers me that much. So I got it on there. I did double check to make sure that it's level. Just put that on there. That bead is right in the middle. It's a little off, but I'll cheat the next one a little bit to make it 100%. So I'm going to put that one in, and then I'm going to measure for these next few. I usually cut like 2 or 3 at a time. Just take your time, do it right, and I'm going to finish out this whole row here. Alright, so I've done most of the side here, going across, and when I'm done I'll go back and I'll fill in with dirt to backfill all that stuff. But I got this piece by the stairs I need to do, and so to do that I already cut the piece to height, so we're good height wise, but I need to notch around this guy. So what I'm going to do is hold this up here, get it where I want it, kind of hold it with my foot there, and I'm just going to mark it. So on the underside here I'm going to mark it. And I'm not going to extend the top part over. I'm just going to cut that flush here. In retrospect, I should have done the stairs after I did all this. But I'm just going to let that vertical go. I'm going to have a gap where the stairs are, and then there's a little section on the other side that I'll do. So with that side marked, now I need to know how far over to make that cut. And so the easiest way that I've found is to know, hey, I want to line it up with that. And so how far is this one sticking out past that one? We're at about 7/8 of an inch. So I'm gonna mark a line straight across here, measure over 7/8 and rip up. So I'll use that little guy, we'll mark it up and we'll get that cut going. So to mark this piece of wood for the cut, I'm using a speed square. And remember we kind of made a mark there earlier when we had it held up. So I just marked that across. And then these little ticks are 8/7 inches. So I use that 7/8 mark. And then I put it up here, line it up so the top is square, marked my line. So here we have the completed side. So we ran the deck boards vertical, nailed them in. I backfilled the dirt along the edges there, and then come spring I'll throw down some grass seed and start getting it going. I also did the side of the stairs to kind of close that up because there's a gap between the stringer and whatnot. Didn't want any animals getting in there. So that's basically done, and I still have a little section over there I'm going to do next, but other than that, that's how you do some vertical deck apron. If you have any questions on it, please leave some comments, and I'll let you know. Thanks.